All right, welcome back to the Mind on Recovery podcast. I am your host, Zoe, and this is the intro for episode 2 of season 2 with Mr. Fred DeBose discussing the topic of meditation. Apologies if you hear any Spanish music bumping in the background of my voice right now. It's a nice day. What can I say? But episode 2, I think it's a real treat. It's always a treat to hear Fred share his experience, strength, hope, wisdom, all that jazz. And this episode was no different. I think it's great for people who may have heard of meditation and may just think it's like sitting in a dark room with your eyes closed in the corner. It's great for people who have never heard of meditation, great for people who only think there's one way, or that they suck, or that it just doesn't gel with them. Please try to listen in on this episode and grab some things that can work better for your experience. So without further ado from me, we're also doing bi-weekly episode drops, if you didn't hear on the last episode. So instead of dropping an episode every single week, we're doing every other week, and that will be on Sunday nights now instead of, Thursday nights? Yeah, so every other Sunday night, new episode. But right now, episode 2 featuring Mr. Fred DeBose and myself discussing meditation. Enjoy. And welcome to the Mind on Recovery podcast. I'm your host, Zoe, and we are here with none other than Mr. Fred DeBose.
Hey.
I think that was a good one. I didn't understand why you did the 3 dongs at first, but seeing how this is an episode on meditation.
Meditation is what we're talking about. So.
Yeah, that fit perfectly. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay, no more eating. I'm gonna turn because I want to see you. It's been a while. How have you been?
Yeah, since like last weekend, was it? When did we see each other? Sunday.
I mean, like recording-wise.
Recording-wise, it's been like 17 years.
Yeah.
And 23 minutes.
Yeah.
A long time.
It was a hard winter.
It was. It really was.
No hyperbole.
No, all jokes aside, it was the pandemic.
Yeah.
People got sick, people died. This is the winter I've known of more people dying this past year than I think ever in my life.
Really?
Like peers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pandemic has been hard, especially on addicts.
Right.
Well, on everybody. I'm not gonna say especially.
But with the addict piece, and then the winter piece,
and then the isolation, winter, addiction, pandemic.
It was a nasty.
It was not
nasty recipe.
It wasn't made for success.
Mm-mm. But spring is here.
Yes, thank God.
It's
nice and warm.
Right. And I really think this episode's gonna help people who maybe were having difficult times or are having difficult times try to find that center.
Yeah, find a place.
Right.
In yourself.
Without
having to go anywhere.
Or get anything externally.
Spend any money.
Right.
Hit click and send or anything like that.
Yeah. Did you want to speak on your experience?
Swiping left or right, all that stuff. We can let that go.
Right. And just be okay with you.
Yeah. Or try.
Oh, I like that.
Trying is the goal. Perfection is not is not the goal. It's just progress.
Not our goal, not our strong suit.
Mm-mm.
So before we get into the topic today, I wanted to see if we could look at some, I don't know, current news topics. Of course, as usual, they're all like dire.
Let's talk about what's up. Okay, go ahead.
I was doing the positive ones for a while.
Let's keep on doing it.
You want to do a positive news story?
Okay. There's enough dire, there's enough death and desperation.
Yeah, can I just give you a glimpse of what I had to work with the regular news? The middle class is disappearing. Boycott grows in Georgia after voter restrictions. North Korea fired 2 ballistic missiles this week. Like, it's just a place of gay history. Destination bar for nearly 160 years struggles to survive. Just, I don't know if we have like a fetish with negativity.
I don't know. I think misery is fear. Fear is a powerful fear. I think our addiction is based strongly in fear. Right. I think fear is just a powerful tool. It's a way that you can control the masses. You know,
right?
Fear instead of divide and conquer, it's really fear and conquer.
Yeah.
Set in fear and make people afraid of things, and then you have control over them. Because then, if I'm afraid, then you can convince me of things that aren't true.
And then afraid of ourselves.
Afraid of things that aren't real.
Right.
You know, and I'm going to go on a limb, like the Colorado shooting. That's real, but it's not real in my world.
Yeah.
So I don't need to be afraid to go outside here. But we let it bleed into our daily lives, and then that's how it perpetuates itself. That's how you have, you know, I believe that's what breeds copycats and reactionary behavior, and it incites fear amongst the masses so that we all think it's happening to us, but it's really not. It's in Berkeley, California, where I live right now, there's nothing going on my block. It's completely safe. But there are people on my block who are very fearful because of what they watch, what they ingest.
Yeah, what you say about inciting really... Yes, I was just thinking of that with the news stories on the Asian discrimination and how, there's attacks with them and whatnot. And I'm like, I was just thinking it's probably not helping that you guys are running this all the time
in the news.
And it copycats and amplify.
You give people ideas. You give people who are maybe on the fence about something, motivation.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who might not have been inclined to actually do something about how they feel about Asians now sees an opportunity because people are doing it and getting away with it, and it's a movement.
Right. Not to say they shouldn't cover it.
No, it's not.
It's a lot.
I think we need to evaluate how we disseminate information in our society.
Absolutely.
It's not healthy. But since we can't really control the media, then we should control what we ingest, and that's what we're going to talk about in meditation.
Right.
Ingestion.
Okay, so here's a happy one. An avocado a day may keep your gut microbes happy, study shows.
I've been eating that. That's interesting. I've been doing that.
Yeah.
Not every day, because avocados cost $2. So, but I've been doing it at least 2-3 times a week.
I heard they were healthy, but I didn't know any much more than that.
I didn't know that they were gut healthy, though.
Right. Avocados are a healthy food that is high in dietary fiber and monounsaturated fat. However, it was not clear how avocados impact the microbes in the gastrointestinal system, or gut. The researchers found that people who ate avocado every day as part of a meal had a greater abundance of gut microbes that break down fiber and produce metabolites that support gut health. They also had greater microbial diversity compared to people who did not receive the avocado meals in the study. The words in there, don't appreciate them. No, I was almost tripping over myself.
And also, lots of syllables. Consonants together. You know,
don't do that.
One behind the other, and also like, I'm being Debbie Downer. Sorry. When I hear studies and statistics, like, okay, who, how many, where?
Right. I think that's good, though.
Who, how many, and where?
I think we need to do that.
Yeah. Definitely with the media, we should do that.
Yeah.
Who, how many, and where? Who'd you ask?
Where'd the study come from?
Who?
Yeah.
When I say people, Americans, like, no one asked me.
Right. No one was in my
Or anyone I know got asked.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people. So...
Hello. Well, that was a good one.
Avocados are good. Eat them.
Yeah.
Do you eat
When you can afford them.
Okay, you know how like sometimes avocados turn black, like when you cut them open. And is it okay to eat that? I haven't taken the energy to look that up.
You're talking to me, so
Okay, yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, it's not in a McFlurry, so
I know they're green and they can be purple sometimes. What that's about,
as far as you go,
don't know.
So if I handed you a knife and an avocado, you wouldn't know what to do.
No, I've seen pictures of it. You slice it, but not all the way because there's that ball in the middle.
The seed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So avocado, and I know they're in guacamole. They're active ingredient in guacamole.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that was a good story. What else?
If I'm trying to buy a car,
You are.
what do you think? Because you're into cars. What do you think about the Tesla
The Tesla,
or electric cars? Let's not say Tesla. Electric cars.
okay. I think it's long overdue.
Oh, okay. You're in support.
Yeah, I think they're long overdue. Well, just some other alternative energy. Just the fact that we've just been okay and using gasoline and diesel for decades. Like, you guys don't want to try anything else?
Has it been 100 years? Has it been
It's
over?
about 100. Yeah, since the Model T or Carl Benz. Yeah, Benz has been around.
Okay.
But
That's a long
yeah,
time.
I think it's great. I think there's still a lot of improvement that needs to happen, and Tesla's kind of acting as that test bed. And the other automakers, the legacy ones, they're catching up. So Beamer, Mercedes, Volkswagen,
Okay, I was going to ask you
Ford,
about that. They're doing it.
GM, they're investing. So this little company, Tesla, this little startup, got all these giants to change their game. So I think that's great.
That was his goal, is what I heard. I heard that was
Right.
his goal.
I heard that too.
Was to change the game.
Right.
And all of his stuff is open source, right? Doesn't he keep his stuff? Isn't his technology is open sourced?
I think I read that also. Not 100% sure, but yeah. Yeah, like share the information.
Yeah, which
Why
is fabulous.
hold on to it? Right. I think that needs to happen also.
Me too.
People with information can be so stingy with it sometimes.
Because the information is what?
Right.
Power.
In America,
In the world.
I'm just saying, like in America, in our hustle society and stuff, we got to get a leg up on the other person, so we don't want to share this piece of. It's just, it's too
endless.
much.
It's endless.
Yeah, and unnecessary.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, is it though? I'm scared.
State secrets are a different thing.
Yes.
That's all I'll say about that. Let's hop into our topic, because I do want to give this like a appropriate amount of time. I was already dabbling with meditation before I met you, but when I did meet you, I definitely got more into it, especially the Buddhism part. So that's why I think you're great for this topic. But I wanted to see just what's a like off the cuff definition. Okay, meditation. What is this? Wiki?
Let's do Wiki.
All right, let's do Wiki.
Wiki. See what she says.
Yeah. Wiki. Meditation is a practice where an individual uses a technique such as mindfulness or focusing the mind on a particular object, thought, or activity to train attention and awareness and achieve a mentally clear and emotionally calm and stable state. Do you agree with this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. It's pretty. Wiki's got it right on that one.
Yeah. I like how it says a practice where an individual uses a technique. Like, it's not just one way. It's not just sitting in a corner.
There are hundreds and hundreds of ways of meditation.
There you go. And I can't wait to get into it after this short break. Stay tuned. Hey guys, just checking in, hoping you're enjoying the episode so far. Just a quick reminder, if anybody has any questions or topics they would like to see addressed on the show, please let me know via email, text, phone, Instagram, what have you, and we will try our best to get up on there. Also, special thanks to our sponsors. Sponsors? Yeah, our sponsors from last season, who helped us out with this fancy new microphone that we're still learning on how to tweak. But at least we're tweaking in totally different ways now, and that's a positive. All right, back to the show. And we're back to the Mind on Recovery podcast with my guest star, Fred DeBose, cracking open meditation.
Kills.
Yeah, subliminals. We got our textbook definition out the way. Now, I would like to go in depth with our own personal experiences with meditation. Could you open us?
All right. So I've been practicing meditation for, I want to say probably 10, 15, maybe 15 years. I started going to the East Bay Meditation Center in Oakland, and I just fell in love. It just resonated with me a lot. I meditated throughout my addiction before then. Well, I was using that when I started meditation. I was a casual user still, and had kicked off into full swing, full on addiction. So it was probably 15 years ago. But even in addiction, I held on to some of my practices and some of the things that I had learned in my meditation practice. But yeah, meditation is for me has been a very powerful tool. It's been a very it's just been a very powerful tool. I haven't been super consistent about it. It comes and goes like everything in my life. Mm-hmm. Like my drug use. It came and went and ebbed and flowed. Like love and life and everything. It's not consistent. But I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from meditation, and I've learned a lot about things that we'll get into later. But yeah, meditation has been a very solid tool for me, and I recommend it for anyone. And I recommend it in a research manner. I think people should research. I think people should discuss about it. I don't believe in being dogmatic about it or being single-minded about it. It's a vast practice. It's a vast concept, and it applies in many ways, in many different forms, in many different people's lives. So,
what's dogmatic mean?
Meaning that something sometimes people call it big book thumpers or Bible thumpers.
Oh, okay.
Just be like, this is the one way, this is the only way, and this is the right way. Whatever gives you results is the way that works for you.
Oh yeah. I like how you said the ebbs and flows part, because I think people get caught up in thinking like, if I do meditation, then if I don't do it every single damn day, then it's not. I'm not a meditator.
Or that if it doesn't work the first time, like it doesn't work. You're like,
right.
No, it's like anything in life. You have to. It takes. Sometimes when I sit and meditate, it's awesome, and then most of the times it's okay to not okay. But every once in a while I get a sit, and it's just like, woo, I needed that. But it takes a lot of attunement and
trial and error.
Yeah, you gotta be committed and patient. Yeah, it's not something for the impatient. It works well for impatience, but if you're an impatient person, it's gonna take time.
All right.
And I'm an impatient person. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm working on my patience, but that's a whole nother show. Yeah. My experience with meditation began at Kaiser CDRP. I've heard of it before, yeah, but that was the first time where they actually like walked us through it. I had myself walk through it, with the put both feet on the floor, that type of thing, where they're talking to you throughout it, and I really liked it afterwards. I just felt really calm and serene, like that wiki definition said, and that much more clearer about my day and what was going on. With Serenity Knolls, where I met you, I had not been doing it as much. But I have had those experiences, like you said, when it was really, really good. And I've felt even euphoric from doing meditation, like a strong buzz, which I don't know if anybody else have felt. Well, I do know, but
yeah, totally.
It's a crazy thing. Like I am like really buzzing right now off the meditation. So that was cool, with my addictive nature. But when I went to the Knolls and met you, that's when I started branching out and realizing there's other ways we could do this meditation thing. Like when we did the group one, it was all of us, and we were like, you were talking us through it, and we're going higher and higher and higher. That shit was powerful. Just feeling energy.
Shared energy.
Right. I still haven't felt that since then. So it's like in my head, I know meditation is good. I know meditation can work for me. Why I don't do it more often, I don't know. But like I said, I'm not trying to like beat myself up over that.
No, that's counterintuitive to what meditation is.
Yeah. Like it just, yeah.
That's a Western idea. The get it right, get it right now.
Yeah.
Perfection, win. You got to win. Like this. Yeah, that's counterintuitive to what meditation is, and not just Buddhist meditation. When I say meditation, it's also in Christianity. There's meditation.
Yeah.
Just any sort of focusing the mind on, trying to work with the mind. It's counterintuitive to pressure yourself.
Right. Focus the mind. I know it's way too expansive to cover in this one episode, but kind of like shifting on to questions and common myths now. The common myth of that you just have to sit still and your mind has to be blank. Can you debunk that for us, please?
So meditation. So the word meditation, it means to focus. And this is, I'm using my opinion. I'm not a PhD in meditation. So this is how I grapple with it, or have come to accept it. Meditation is when you are focusing or working with your mind, or when you're, and when I mean focus means I'm going to sit with intention to work on my mind and my mental health, and the capacity of my mind. So that intention is all you need. And that intention can come to me. I walk and meditate. I sing and meditate.
Yes.
I dance and meditate. It's because to meditate. Okay, in AA they use the word meditation. They were not talking about the Buddhist meditation.
Thank you.
They were referring to when you're sitting in prayer or contemplating, or going over your day, is have a meditative intention, meaning that you're going to give yourself some time with quiet and space to reflect and to think and to process without judgment, without a heavy process, without an expectation, that you're just going to think about the third step prayer and think about the words in the third step prayer and allow them to come into you. That's meditation, as well as sitting and focusing on your breathing. That's another form of meditation.
Yes.
Doing metta practice, which is giving love and kindness to yourself and others. That's another form of meditation. There's walking meditation, where you're focusing on the step and arriving in that next physical space. That's another form of movement meditation. There's chanting in meditation, where you're actually speaking or singing. The Om and all that kind of stuff. Those are all forms of meditation, and they all have the same result. So when people approach meditation and they begin and they start, a lot of times people, this is what I hear all the time, I tried that and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And You can't. No one could have tried all the. I haven't even tried all the types of meditation. I'm very limited in what I've experienced because I've stuck with things. For a period of time. For a long time, I just did the breath. Then for a long time, I've done metta, and I still do metta. I'm still actually really focused on the metta, which is the loving kindness meditation. And I've been on that for years, trying to figure that out. That still work for me. Sometimes it's really solid, and sometimes it's not. And I've done some other tricks and tools, but mostly I've only done 2 or 3 types of meditation and prayer, which I count as meditation. So, the debunk is that meditation takes practice. It doesn't come on the first time, and there's many moving pieces that affect how meditation transpires in a person. How it manifests has a lot to do with a lot of things, and we'll get into that. But yeah, there is no right or wrong. It's whether you do it or not. If you do it, you're right. Yeah. If you're not doing it, then there's nothing to be considered. Like talking about meditation is only talking about meditation.
Right.
Doing meditation is it's not to be quantified. There's no right or wrong. You can't mess it up. You can't ruin it. So yeah.
Okay, I think that was like the biggest one. I think that's the one that people automatically think of when they hear meditation, who might not necessarily be familiar with it. When they hear meditation, you mean just sitting still? Not talking?
Yeah, that might be really hard for some people. Right. I mean, I'm not one to sit still. Yeah. Me and you both are, and feel like we're not sit still people.
It takes energy to
sit still. If I sit still too long, I'm nodding off. Right. So I had to work with that. I can now do it with being sober and practicing my meditation more consistently. So I can do that better now. But it's not my natural
state.
No, it's not a natural thing for me to do.
Right.
Yeah, my natural thing is to run my mouth and to run my feet someplace.
So we discussed that it is not just sitting still in a corner, that there are many, many different types of it. Too many that we could even go through right now. It's not going to happen on the first time usually, and it's something that with everything you just have to work at.
Practice. Practice makes perfect.
Right. So I'm trying to look at another myth right now. The goal of meditation is to clear your mind. Myth.
There is no one goal.
Ooh, I like that.
That is a goal. That is definitely one of the goals. That is one of the effects of meditation, is that your mind can be cleared.
Yeah.
That your mind being clear or not does not equate a good or bad meditation. So if your mind is clear, awesome, super. You've got to rest and calm it down. But if that's not the case, that doesn't mean that you did not meditate.
Right.
And those are words are tricky. When you get into words and descriptions, it gets tricky because I don't ever want to say clearing your mind means you're meditating, because if somebody sits and is able to be still, who's normally not able to be still, but they planned their day and their meditation in a calm fashion, that's success to me. Yeah. They probably I've had people say, it was great. I did my shopping list and I did my, and I went through several to-do things and I feel great. That was great. Right. That was a great experience that you got to sit here, breathe, do that in calmness. No one's judging you. And, now you'll come back. You'll hopefully do that again. Like you found some value in that experience. So that's a good meditation session.
Right. Successful.
You succeeded.
What about, could you speak a little on the piece of meditation helping one be absolutely positively present? Is that like an actual piece or?
No, it is. That is a part of Buddhist meditation. And even prayer. Even prayer.
Being in this moment.
Yeah.
Not thinking about that.
Yeah. Prayer slips into more of communication with your higher power about something that's going on. So it becomes a little bit more, there's an external thing that can kind of transpire. Yeah. But with Buddhist meditation, there is this idea of nothing being, and I'm just surmising because many people say it in many different ways. I'm summarizing. Sorry. And there's nothing more valuable, or more important, or more important than this moment.
Really?
Than right now, because tomorrow, the next moment is not guaranteed. This house could go up in flames. We could die. The earth can open up and swallow us up. And the past is done. You can't undo the past. Right. Like you can't. There's nothing you can do about it other than, learn. You can learn from it. Yeah. You should learn from your past. It's not that you dismiss your past, but there's nothing you can do about it in the present moment. And if you're worried about the past and fixated on the future, then you're not actually learning from the past and preparing for the future. Yeah. And the way you prepare for the future is to be present and experience now. It doesn't mean sit and just be blank. It means that whatever it is you're doing, if you're making coffee, make the cup of coffee. Right. Pay attention to what you're doing. Pay attention to how you try and notice the smells, the feelings. Here, I'll give you an example. I have a morning routine that I do that I really enjoy. I get up at 6. I wash any dishes that may be left in the sink, usually just a few. But I try and enjoy it. I notice the warm water and the soap and the smell of the soap. The texture of the dishes. Are they smooth or are they rough? Yeah. I try and listen to the morning sounds and just be present. Feeling my feet. How do my feet feel? How do my hips feel? Is my back stiff? Are my teeth smooth? Did I brush my teeth the night before? Because just trying to be, and I can use the word revel. Just be like, I'm here. And this is so awesome. This is so beautiful. Yes. That I'm here, I'm sober, I'm coherent, I'm aware. Right. And if you want to do some reflection, you can be like, and so many people aren't. Nope. So many people can't experience this. Can't enjoy I have running water in my house. Gratitude. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. Yeah. That I turned on my lights and came into my kitchen where there's gas. I have a stove. I have a refrigerator full of food. Yeah. Just enjoying any moment. And if you begin to do that more and more, that's meditation, and that's what sets a person up for a successful, what we call sit. If you're going to go sit and be quiet, is that if you can be content in the moment, then when you go to close your eyes and you go to focus on your breath, you have more bandwidth, because the worries of the future and the stresses of the past can dissipate. They never go away completely. It's not to zen out and become like some hippie, where you just, I live in the world. I go to work every day. I have stressors. I do think about the future, and the past still affects me. I have anxiety. I have regrets, but I let them be that. Yeah. That's just what they are, and everyone experiences them. So
don't let them take over you.
Yeah, and sometimes they do, but I can even be mindful in that. I can be mindful even in knowing that, I'm being passive aggressive. Yeah. That's being mindful. That's meditative. It's like going, that's me being in the moment. If I can acknowledge something that I'm feeling, that's me being in the moment. Yeah. And that's meditative.
I say that all the time. Like, I'm being bitchy.
Yeah. That takes some, you have to have a sense of your presence. Like, this is what's happening right now. Right. And every time when you say that, like when you can acknowledge that, it allows it to move on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, okay.
Take the power out of it.
Yeah, that's me being me. You can either apologize or whatever. You can do whatever you need to do, but you're living in the moment. Right. And that's all meditative. That's all mindful behavior.
Mindfulness. Mm-hmm.
It's a big word now. It's being used a lot.
Right.
And it's basically doing just what you said. Like when you say, I'm being bitchy, that's you being mindful. Right.
Mindful of my bitchiness.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Right. My foot hurts. Uh-huh. Yeah. And then if you want to take it to the next level, you can stop and, you're like, that's causing me pain and discomfort. Right. If you can, let me stop and reflect on that. Let's think about what's going on. Am I sitting right? Am I hungry? Do I need to stretch? Just All that is about being mindful, and all that pulls you. That's really when you get into the ability of being able to clear your mind. All that's a process of being able to clear your mind excuse me, is being able to recognize and not push it away.
Yeah. When you're saying the mindfulness leads towards the clearing the mind, instead of just glossing over that, oh, my foot is hurting, or glossing over, oh, I'm just making a cup of coffee. When you're taking the time to really do that, we can process that, and it's not like stored in our backup file. Like, it's already been processed. It's done.
Yeah, you get to experience the full thing.
Right.
To completion.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
It's
hard. It's hard because we live in a rush society. So this is totally contra to how we live our lives.
Especially America.
Yeah. We're supposed to go and get everything. What I'm saying is that what I'm practicing now, how my meditation is working now, is I'm not necessarily, working on trying to meditate for 30 hours or whatever. Right. What I'm doing is just trying to whatever I'm doing, like being here in this speaking with you. I'm just here. It's how I'm trying to live my life. It's whatever I'm committed to, I just
do it.
Give myself to it. I can do a lot of things. I could do this and still worry and cling to other things. But if I just really do this and let everything else go.
Do you mean surrender?
Surrender.
Hey.
Surrendering. Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's surrendering. Right. Very much. Yeah. It's hard though.
Hell yeah, it is. Because it's like, what if I don't give that other thing 5% of my attention? Like, isn't it gonna collapse?
Taking 5% of that means you're giving 95% here. But the reality is that there's 10 things. If we're living like Americans, there's 10 things we have on our plate. So everything is getting 5%.
Right. So the person in front of us, how much is they're getting?
They're getting 5%.
Right. I told you this is gonna be a good one. Okay, so while we're on like a good flow, let's do our grateful, because we're already leaning towards that anyway. Yeah. What's one thing you're grateful? Well, it doesn't have to be one. What's in your gratitude bucket right now?
My gratitude bucket consists of my team, my support team, my therapist, my sponsor, my family, my boyfriend. I have really set myself up for success, and I'm very grateful for that.
The team.
Yeah, the team takes a team.
It really does. Okay, I'm really grateful for all my possessions, not just material but also ethereal. Just the wisdom that I have right now and the clarity that I have right now, and also, yes, all the material things. Roof over my head, clothes, money in the bank account, food in my stomach. Yeah,
it's important.
Right. So I'm just grateful because I know it could all go like that, like you said. We might not be here tomorrow, and yeah.
It said that Buddha said his enlightenment basically was that, and I'm summarizing again, please don't beat us up. In struggle, it is hard to come to or to find someone's mindful or spiritual path. In order to find those higher levels of thinking and experience in life, you need your basic needs met: food, shelter,
right. Last lows.
The community. You need security in order to come to a higher level of being. And if something is missing, it's hard.
Right. One little thing off. I think someone can still go, but it might not be as high as you can reach.
No. Yeah, it's just really hard. It triggers things. So just be mindful of that.
Mindful and moderation. And everything. And moderation on moderation.
Yes.
As the great Maya Angelou said.
Yes.
On that note, thank you, Mr. DeBose, for your time, your energy, your light, your space. Literally your space. We're in your house. That's a wrap for our show. Please continue to send questions in or topic ideas. And with that, namaste. And that was Fred's cat, Mr. Milkjugs, on the xylophone, doing an artist's rendition of Winds in the Sky. Just kidding. That is our episode for the Mind on Recovery podcast, episode 2 on meditation. I hope you got anything out of it, as I hope with all these episodes. Can't believe we totally forgot to explain the bells and how that can be incorporated into a meditation practice, as Fred and I frequently do. But c'est la vie. We'll talk about it later. Please stay tuned, as we will be tackling the topic of spirituality and all the wonder and sometimes drama that brings, with another featured guest that I will be keeping secret until then. So I will see you not next Sunday, but the Sunday after that. And yeah, thank you for listening. Namaste.